Yes.
I don't think Rob's is on. Mine's on.
Oh, let me see.
Mine's picking up Rob.
Yeah, no, mine's not on.
Yeah. User error.
So we have new mics. Test. There we go. So we got some new mics to try out. So
Fuzzy. And
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
you gotta put yours inside your shirt.
I don't want it inside
You
your
can't.
shirt.
You can't hear me.
I'm,
My mic's not on either.
oh yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
Hit that button right there, top one. There you go. My mic's on. Your mic, not so much.
That looks stupid.
New toys, yeah, we're learning. So they
Check.
do have cables and
Check.
hey, Mr. Furious, hello again, dude. So I actually have a lot to cover today. Can you turn it down a little bit? A little too much reverb coming. I hear myself way too much. Just finished my attacks. So I want to talk about what's going on in the industry really quick, and I want to talk about why that I believe that matters. Let's do the Voyager one last because that's actually the newest news, and that's what I want to cover last.
Okay.
So we're gonna hit hit the second tab. Okay. Yeah, let's start there, and we'll backtrack to the first. EU agrees to rules to tame the Wild West of crypto. So I kind of want to just boil it down. We'll discuss really quick. Some regulations came down yesterday out of the EU. I don't know if they've been codified yet or passed, but it looks like if they aren't rubber stamped, there might be a couple holdouts, but I'm sure some version of it will come through. It might affect stable coins. It looks like that might be the big victim there of how profitable or how usable they are. I think there's a big old exception for NFTs, so they're not covered in the EU, but I think they're going to review them 18 months from now or something like that. No, go back. If you could, I'm not. Yeah, that's old. That's old news. Celsius. So yeah, there's we think that regulation in of itself is kind of a good thing, but is they're going to be hit or miss on whether they do things right or wrong. So when you say regulation, it's too broad. I think like sometimes it's not very exciting, but we believe it's necessary. But you got a bunch of people that don't understand crypto trying to regulate crypto. So how good of a job can they do?
Yeah. Which.
Yeah, so Terra, USA.
Okay. Next.
All right, let's go to the next one. So that's the big EU news. So some of you guys linked this that the
Las Vegas.
so his company actually is in the midst of there's a fire sale basically for Blockify, I think. But yeah, some of these FTX, yeah, that's their company. They're gonna pick up BlockFi on the cheap. 25 million BlockFi for roughly 25. Yeah, here's a company with a multi-billion-dollar valuation. They're picking up for 25 mil. Something's really weird there, right? So yeah, I'm not sure. Like the numbers seem way off, but I think they had loaned them 250 million. So maybe they're already vested pretty heavily with them. I don't know, but they're calling it a fire sale, which yeah, it is. It's basically everything must go. There's more that are basically gonna fail. So as you guys see these, hello, Kitson and Red Rum, Red Rebel, I call you Red Rum. So as you guys see all these things kind of exploding, it's gonna be like, okay, is the sky falling? Am I safe? Am I protected? How am I insulated from this carnage that's ensuing? And there's some good things that you make sure, especially when I get to the Voyager. Go to the Voyager. Let's go right to it. The first one. anyone that has their money in with a place like Voyager. Now Voyager does like a credit card. You can get their token and stake with them. You can do all kinds of things to utilize their service basically. And anytime you check your crypto in with someone, you're risking it. You're leveraging it for gains. You're basically saying, hey, I want whatever's cool, whether it's convenience of being able to swipe your card and spend your crypto for convenience, or whether it's the convenience of, or not convenience, but earnings you can receive through staking. Anytime you're giving up your digital assets, your crypto, for either earnings or convenience, you're putting it at risk. And these companies, like, when everything's gravy, like,
It's all good.
yeah, it's all good. Hey, that everybody's happy. But now that the tide is going out, you get to see who's naked. And some of these places they're not going to survive because they're literally they're going to take your crypto assets. They're going to stop all withdrawals, halting. They've ceased everything. And if they go belly up, they're going to use that to pay off what they owe in debt. So they get to take your crypto and use it to pay off their debts. Isn't that nice?
That's very nice.
So I want to talk. Yeah, Tanya, you in a better mood today?
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. Tanya, are you in a better mood today?
Has Theo fed you? She just, she's working hard off
On the
camera.
back end,
She's been uploading things and just like, she's going nuts. Or she's making it look busy. Sometimes people just sit there and like mash keyboards and then you go back and they're typing gobbledygook. Maybe that's what she does.
Or pretend
all day.
typing.
We don't even know. Does she even really work? No, she kills it. She does a great job. So yeah, we couldn't be happier with she's working her butt off. So
They're saying join the chat. Oh, that's me. I'm saying join the chat. It says me. I just said that.
I mean, join in on the chat, Theo Flores. Did you? When we say that Tanya's on the back end, what we mean is she's hacking Theo's account to
now,
come in as Theo. Is that a YouTube icon? I don't know. Someone's got their phone. Is that your phone?
That's my phone.
Hey, can you get Theo's phone? He
Please?
doesn't know how to put it on silent. So
It's in my office, like 2 offices down.
every episode, Tanya's running across the entire office on the back end. We need
Or
a camera.
crawling.
We need to be able to cut to a camera to just show like a streak going across the office back and forth, and thank you. That was awesome. So
They want you to come and say hi, Tanya.
So hey, back to the fun stuff. So Voyager is in
Why
the
is
midst.
it so loud?
Because old people.
Because old people.
All old people I know. Oh, I thought they were talking about the ringtone. But all old people I know have all of their ringtones on super loud, and they use speakerphone.
That's wrong. Rob has no shame. He's all the time. I don't care where we're at. We could be at a busy restaurant.
Everybody knows my business.
He's on speakerphone. I only use speakerphone if I want to be hands free.
I hate sticking a phone up to my head. It's
Yeah.
like speakerphone is wonderful. So and I don't care. I've got no skeletons in that sense. So Voyager, if people have their assets with Voyager, the mistake, hindsight's gonna bring a lot of clarity. Like, oh, I lost all my crap. I don't know if they're gonna recover or not. I don't know if they're like, already, 1 foot in the grave. But it's not a good sign when places pretty much cease all operation. So lessons are definitely going to be learned, and they're going to be painful. And as we see this stuff, I'm like, listen, I don't know whether Voyager had good intentions. Maybe they made one bad decision I guess they had lent 3 arrows some money or something like that. 3 hours has taken a lot of people down with them. And that's why when people bring up strategic partnerships with us, I'm like, yeah, we want to partner with people, but we got to vet them, because some of these places, big or small, you got to really kind of dig into what type of business and how leveraged they are. And I don't want to be associated with a bunch of people that are, yeah, they blew a company up huge, but it was kind of like built of
Matchsticks
yeah.
legs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that sucks. Anyone that's losing money because they trusted Voyager, it sucks to see, but it's also like we need to get these people out of the way so that people
Right.
can do it better. So this guy, I mean, he's given a lot of credit because he called the housing collapse, which anybody in hindsight, anybody with paying attention has to look at the market just like they're looking at the housing market now and going, it's really not pegged to earnings whatsoever. There might be a huge disconnect problem here. So yeah, there's more bloodshed to come. There's going to be bleeding. When things are bleeding around us, the question is, how is it going to affect us? And we're going to be fine. Like right now, with us, I'd have our money in us as much as possible. If you're wondering, keep your money in us. I wouldn't bet on anybody else. The only thing that we are right now, we're on the BNB, the Binance blockchain. Someday down the road, we'll be on our own blockchain and we'll migrate everybody over. Doing that out the gate, it was easier for us to get a token going, and heck, we're learning a lot. Like whatever blockchain we do put up down the road is we get the advantage of learning from everybody else's mistakes. It's wonderful. As long as you have your head out of your butt, you can kind of look around and say, oh, here's what they did wrong. We can do like right now, I love doing forensic analysis of what companies did right or wrong. So we get to learn from their mistakes. We get to not repeat them unless we're idiots, which sometimes. So, but yeah, he's basically saying that it's half done. It's a guess. It's an educated guess, and he's got a lot of credibility because he called the previous thing back in 27 or so. Let's go to the next one. So yeah, here's the FTX reaches deal with BlockFi, Value and Crypto Lender up to 680 million. So yeah, it's just you're gonna see as things go bust, more consolidation, picking up things on the cheap, things that have done entities that have done business good or in a good market position are going to be purchasing those that are vulnerable, who may have, rather than reinvent the wheel, they can pick them up on the cheap.
Which is a good thing. Some of these guys need to go.
What's up, Fred? Yeah, I love this. The more, I love options. So I guess consolidation, I don't like too centralized, but whether these things just absolutely fold. But anything that folds, like if they've got a good, some good IP or things like that, rather than starting from scratch, you can just buy it and integrate it. You can take their customer base and hopefully, do better by them. We're going to see a lot of that stuff. Fred, we're going over some things that are going on in the news. I don't think people realize how many things are coming down the pipe with
which
crypto.
is great. To be aware of what's going on. I think that's important.
And how it affects us.
Yeah.
So this one, I saved this one for last because it's kind of a good thing. I think it's a good thing, but it's also, if you were to ask me, Rob, do you want regulation? Well, let me answer that. Let me answer that. Yeah, I do want some regulation. My concern is the regulators are inept. So they have to be educated first, and then to be able to see what needs regulation. Because you can regulate the hell out of things, and you can throw agencies at stuff and stuff. Is it going to do is it going to accomplish the goal of making the industry healthier, better for the customer, consumer? Is it going to just ruin the industry and make it more expensive and make it so that only people that are billionaires can invest, or only people that are billionaires can even get into the industry? That's my main concern with regulation, is it tends to favor the wealthy because they own all the lobbyists who influence things. And well, yes, I'm not against making a lot of money. I obviously love that, right? But I don't think that billionaires' voices always represent the best interest for the average person. I think it usually almost always represents what's best for them. And as long as regulators are heavily influenced by lobbyists who the billionaires can pay to do that job, then yeah, no, it doesn't always work in our favor. So so even right now they're starting from ground zero. So this is good though. For now, until they get educated, they can't come up with half-cocked regulation. It takes the wind out of their sails, and it says there was a big pushback. The Supreme Court of the United States basically said, hey, if it's not delegated to you directly by Congress, you can't overstep your bounds. You got to stay in your lane. And just because you think, oh well, crypto's similar to things that I'm in charge of already, if it's not those things, stay in your lane. And while that's not to say the SEC or other commodities regulating bodies can't try to step up, but it basically sets the atmosphere that they're willing to, and they will in their current form, smack you down if you try. So with any lawsuits that are going on right now, if they lose, expect it to go right up. And the Supreme Court set a precedent. They said that if it's not, don't get too big for your britches to some of these regulatory agencies, the EPA being a regulatory agency, SEC, the commodity trading, all of those. So crypto's kind of like a secret little winner on that, because it's a very unregulated thing that they've been trying to regulate, and this kind of puts the brakes on all that, saying, yeah, you better stick to your lane, and if any regulation comes through, it's going to have to come through in Congress. It's not going to be this thing where the SEC just kind of like just says, close enough, I got you covered, we'll figure it out because we're the SEC. No, kick rocks, right? So that was a good thing. So if I was to give at least my position, I don't know if it's yours, my position is regulations needed, the right
For
regulation
sure.
is needed, and agencies that like they're gonna have to go about it the right way, which gives a little more time. So time's a really good thing for crypto, because a lot of this, it's not regulation that's destroying these companies in crypto right now that are doing bad business. It's bad business.
Right.
It's survival of the fittest. Yeah, there's casualties that are innocent bystanders right now that just trusted the wrong companies. Absolutely. But there's a little bit of survival of the fittest happening as well, and that's honestly really healthy. You want the slow deer to get eaten and the strong one to survive, and that's going to definitely happen. Hopefully there's enough choices in the industry that whether it's strategic partners for us or for you guys, so that things aren't all just one big monopoly. I hate the idea of monopoly. I love competition. I think it makes all of us sharper, and it keeps prices competitive. So it forces people to be competitive, which is a wonderful thing. So things I don't have. Let's go back to, I'm gonna maximize us. So news be gone. I want to talk a little bit about, we were going to possibly have artwork changes today. I don't. They're not in yet. With the artists, our fingers are crossed, but I kind of warned you that we're not in control of an artist's timing. I can tell you that they're coming up. It'll be early next week at the earliest then. We're probably doing a half day Monday. You won't be here on Monday.
I won't be here on Monday.
He's going to be with family on Monday. I'll be working a half day. I know the dev team's going to be working at least a half day, and
Tanya should be here.
yeah,
for a half day.
Tanya will be in. So there'll be people in here, but obviously, holiday weekend and family time and all that kind of stuff's important. So not to say that there won't be downtime, and I expect our coin price to go up and down. It's wavering right now. Honestly, like if you guys are looking at it and you're wondering what our thought is when we see the coin price in the morning, between $5 and $6, I'm super happy. We really like it in that span for now, and then once the buy button comes out, we're gonna let it double. We will let it double at least, and depending on how feverish a pitch it is, we might evaluate letting it go higher. I say let it. Listen, we have tools. You guys know if you're in the stream that we have some tools to try to counterbalance and to influence Lola to throttle a little more, throttle a little less, and then
So it doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, we just don't want it to get top heavy. But other than that, we're willing to let it double again, which is fine. So and we've had it really solid. So yeah, it's ready. Liquidity's there, and we'll add even more once it doubles. The big thing is the massive shoot up is going to happen when we go on some exchanges. That's coming. We did get yesterday, for those that weren't in Telegram, we did get legal back. Came back.
That's great news.
Yeah, it's huge. If I don't have a lot of enthusiasm right now, it's just because it's Friday and man, it's been a long
Come on,
week.
Rob.
I need a little Mountain Dew in my veins. So, but yeah, the legal coming back, and they declared that our token is not a security, which is great. We're talking about the SEC and regulation. They would love to classify these exchanges as a place that securities are exchanged, and bring them
Mountain Dew back.
Brown can. Yeah, now it's black. Yeah, so we are not a security. We have an official thing saying it is a utility token. And the nice thing about that is it paves the way for a couple big exchanges, and one of them specifically being KuCoin, where that's a thing where not everyone gets that, and we got it. And so we can officially go on KuCoin exchange if they approve us. But we wouldn't even be considered without it. It did take a while to get it in. There's all these parameters that KuCoin has to protect themselves so that they don't have a security on their exchange. And the firm has to have so many lawyers. There's all these requirements. It can't just be a legal opinion from anyone. They have to be basically a crypto specializing firm. And we got it dialed in. It was not cheap, and but at the end of the day, we got it done. So yeah, that is something that I know we're moving forward with paperwork. We're still not rejected by CMC. How long does it take them to approve an application? I mean, we made it to further than we ever have. Usually it's rejection within 30 minutes to an hour. So now we're just stuck in this limbo where we can all get together and collectively blame Tanya. So Tanya's in the other room. So I did want to talk about the Voyager thing a little more, only in the sense that you may have questions about how our payment gateway works. With Voyager and some of the card places, if any place that gives you a crypto credit card where you load your crypto into them and then you can spend your crypto like cash, I would be very hesitant to use any of those. If you've got any of those, it's a cool idea doing a payment gateway that way. The downside is you are completely exposed and vulnerable. If they ever go the way of Voyager, where they pause everything and withdrawals and transfers and everything, then they liquidate to pay off their debtors, they basically, their terms of use is they can use your crypto to pay off their debts. And so that, in my opinion, while kind of a cool idea when it was introduced, it you should never that's why I don't like staking. Where our holders reward, you don't need to stake. Our payment gateway, you don't need to check your crypto in with us in order to use our payment gateway, our transaction facilitator. You can leave leave it in MetaMask. We interact with that. You don't have to check it in with us. I think that on the surface, it accomplishes the same thing. And now that companies like Voyager and Celsius or any of these other places start to go belly up, I think that people might start to be educated more on the way that you do things can really have a big impact. Never never risk your digital assets unless you absolutely have to. The way we're designing it is so you don't have to risk your crypto. It's safe and secure. It can still work with ours. They didn't need to do it that way. That's the way they did it, so that they basically get to hold your crypto assets to make themselves look better. I don't want to do it that way. They also work with everybody else's coin. We're going to be working with our own coin. We benefit when you guys use a coin for transactions. We take a little piece of every transaction. That's how we benefit. So I don't want to hold your coin. We generate the coin and you hold it in your respective wallets. Keep it in your bank account, so to speak. We don't need it in ours. We can pull it right out of that bank account and send it right to I say bank account, but wallet, and send it right to the merchant's wallet for our ecosystem. We don't have to have it in our holdings. So pretty sure Tanya has a little
payback
black
book of payback.
Maybe CMC sent us this spam folder. No one will blame Tanya. Oh, you guys have way too much. We're used to shitting on Tanya a little bit. Huge. Bring the brown can mint. Or for Mountain Dew. Sometimes
Coconut fried.
The weaker parties need to be picked up by the big dogs and become stronger together instead of disappearing into the ether. All of that's right. To recap, I don't know if we're in a spam folder. Maybe, I don't know. We're in
What's
limbo
on the
right
whiteboard?
now.
They just got on the whiteboard. What on the whiteboard?
We riot if we blame Tanya. If y'all blame Tanya, she's got allies. I'm glad she deserves that. She's wonderful. Nobody values Tanya more
as
than
much
we,
as
we do. When we brought, I don't know if I should even give a background. It's my place. I say we discovered her. I think we did. We discovered Tanya. Tanya's all right, out of everybody here, as far as growth and able to do more than when they first got together, we all have grown, right? Immensely. I would say Tanya's grown the most out of all of us. When we picked her up, she was doing stuff that we do now for fun on the side, and she was talented, and
we saw it.
Yeah, we saw the potential, but she was literally, her potential is being squandered. She was
serving.
There's nothing wrong with serving ramen. There's nothing wrong with.
If the ramen was good, yeah.
She was. Yeah, it was good. It was okay. It was okay. It was a little underwhelming, to be honest. But she was serving ramen, and we brought her. Bring her in. I want to talk to her because we saw potential, and we knew her father, so we know that the gene pool has got brilliance in it. And the only question was, okay, did she get the father's genes? Because
is her father Batman?
No,
Crypto
her father's not Crypto Batman. So yeah, Tanya is brilliant, and she's had the most growth. And pretty fearless. For someone that can kind of get anxiety now and again, I would still classify her as fearless because she faces it all the time.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah, she's more of an introvert though, so it's very hard for her to be social on video. So yeah, So Anubit coin over the weekend. I want you guys. We'll be doing some fireworks and stuff like that. Typical things to celebrate. I probably won't do them. I like watching the shows and stuff, but sometimes I just want to go put on Netflix and let the dog chill inside versus outside and stuff like that, and not.
Oh yeah, bring your dogs inside.
Yeah. So
Your animals inside.
coin is healthy. If you're wondering the state of the coin address, the coin is healthy. Everything's going good with it. We're really happy where everything's at. Where the coin is not in jeopardy of going down. If anything, it's been in jeopardy of going up. And so we're trying to keep it as low as we can, and I think we're doing a pretty good job with that. And when we do double it, then you guys will see it all go very quickly doubled. And then you'll see people sell who, last laughs on them. If they sell it at $10, then kudos. It's still going to be relatively low because we're going to go up further. But anyhow, I want to wrap it up. You guys have any other questions, shoot them on Telegram. We're there. Send an email into marketing. Like, subscribe, do all that kind of fun stuff. All that does make a big difference. Not to our pocketbook. We're not trying to make money off of this. Is just a platform to talk to you guys. But those social media metrics. Sorry, Bert. So those social media metrics of how many followers and all that matters.
Important.
Beyond what we can possibly describe. It matters so much. So if you guys can do those steps, take the time on all the big T's. Telegram, how many Telegram people we have matters. So even if you don't use it,
Tell your friends, family, everybody get
jump
on.
in the channel.
Yeah, please.
I mean, it's a great resource. Like, honestly, the moderators, everyone in there is phenomenal. They can answer questions, sometimes better than us. Like, if I've said something, you guys are amazing. Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. So the more followers we have on all the platforms, the better. If you can get in a couple of them, that helps out. So that because these places, the exchanges, everything, it's not like they don't just slightly care about that stuff. That is a major concern that they have, is how much real traction do you have. Update on Discord. Honestly, setting up Discord probably only take like 3 seconds flat. It's just a matter of doing it and making sure we have it dialed in enough to because you got to put the channels together. You got to start loading the information so we can have different section like crypto basics, different videos. It's the second we put a Discord, it is going to become a whole thing to manage. And while we're going to do it, we have so much on our plate right now. We just haven't added it because I don't want to add a weak Discord and then it just turn into a shit show because it's mismanaged and we're not giving it the time it needs. So yes, it's coming. We have a new staff member starting full time on Monday. And that's going to help free us up a little bit. So a little patience. I hear you loud and clear. A little patience, and we appreciate it. Any other things? Latest social media posts are looking tight. Awesome. Yeah.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and a lot of that you'll see Angelina. You're gonna see some stuff. She on her list. I don't know what things are gonna go viral, but if she doesn't go viral with some of the stuff she's gonna do, just because she plans on making fun of us a little bit, which is fine. Like it's pretty.
We do it all the time.
Yeah, we're easy targets. So, but anything she can do to make us look not like a bunch of old get off my lawn guys is really cool. Not that I've ever said that, but I have said that. So yeah, no, she's gonna do hopefully a really good job of making us a lot like you get to see behind the scenes of our organization, because the reality is this place is awesome. We love it doesn't feel like we go into work. It feels like we have to go home sometimes. So.
You gotta kick them out. That's
I
all.
gotta leave. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys, and have a great holiday weekend. And for those of you in Europe right now, I don't know if you guys like, do you do like a beer and then turn it sideways or something like that? Like, because 4th of July is our Independence Day, but for them, I don't know. If you're from the UK, yeah, do you still have hard feelings? I'm just messing with you. We love you guys. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.